minimalism has changed my entire life, and I'm so glad that I get to share it with all of you. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how minimalism is not only limited to cleansing your space, it's also about cleansing your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects so you can function more freely and live a more peaceable life. So I'm giving you the lowdown on all of my tips that helped me become a minimalist. We're going to be discussing my personal experience, how you can incorporate it into your daily life, and what it's going to take to sustain this lifestyle. And speaking of sustainability, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Avishai L. I'm teaching you how to live a sustainable, spiritually holistic lifestyle through alternative methods, and this video is nothing short of that. I became a minimalist, I want to say 5 years ago. 5 years ago is when I became a minimalist, and what actually brought me to this point was the fact that I found out I was really sick. So minimalism is a process, okay? It is a lifestyle, and it is a decision that you make. It's a journey. I actually did a blog on minimalism, and I will certainly link it below to that blog. It will be up on my site. I will link it there, and I will also link a downloadable worksheet and guide for you all to fill out. So definitely watch till the end of the video and see where you can grab that, okay? See where you can grab that. So my minimalism journey started 2016. I found out I had liver damage, diabetes. I was walking around with undiagnosed cancer that was diagnosed 2 years ago. What else did I had? Anemia. I had, my blood levels were in the toilet. I went to see a holistic practitioner who was looking at my test and was like, what's going on? Your blood levels are in the toilet. Like, if you would have seen my blood levels, you would have said, how are you even functioning? They were horrendous. So I'm glad to be here to show you. All of my journey can be found in my book. I made it out, my recent book. It is a bestseller in various categories. Mostly the child abuse category. So you guys definitely want to get that book. I will also link that in the description box below. So it started in 2016, and I realized that the focus really had to be on me investing in supplementation versus material things. So my focus was heavily on traveling, heavily on shopping, heavily on educating other people. And people are like, you're sick, educating other people on how they can get well. You need to focus on yourself. And at this time, I had shared a very intimate, intricate, detailed story of what I had gone through. And someone told me, actually my grandmother said this too, as well as another woman. She said, I wonder if she's sick. They were talking to, my mom about me. Wonder if she's sick because of what happened to her. And a lot of times we don't equate, the mental, emotional aspects with our physical ailments. And at the time, I just was not. I was like, I want to help my family. I want to take my nieces and nephews places. I'm working for myself. So I was traveling, I was hustling. That's all I was thinking about. I was not thinking about resting. I had edema. I was like, I could just throw in some furry boots. I had like cankles. Like, it was ridiculous. It was horrible. I was in a horrible state of health. Everybody was telling me to stay my arse home. And I didn't listen until, death came knocking on my door, and I was forced to stay in the house. I couldn't walk at this point. I needed assistance and everything. It was bad. It was very bad. And it just kept declining and declining. So I really realized the importance of prioritization. So my priorities went from, maybe you don't need that skirt at Anthropologie that costs over $200, which I would easily do because I've been working since I was 15. I had funds saved. I was like, shopping for clothes was nothing. I didn't have to shop for health things, So that's what I was focused on, and I realized, wow, these supplements are very expensive, on the expensive end for someone who just started their career working for themselves after getting off of their corporate job, working as, a violin teacher, a strings teacher, actually, violin, viola, cello, and bass. And if you guys are getting value from this video right now, you love hearing what I'm talking about, you're picking up what I'm putting down, make sure you are subscribed and you like this video, give it a thumbs up, as well as hit the notification bell so you get more of my videos, my upcoming ones, okay? I'd love that. And I'd love to know if you're a minimalist, or will you want to be a minimalist? Let me know in the comments, okay? So I started again 2016, and I really started to throw out all my clothes. It was just a journey. Once I started to cleanse my body out, I wanted to cleanse my physical space out. For other people, it starts with their physical space. For me, it started with my mental and emotional space, and then my physical space, I didn't want all that clutter. I used to look at people who are minimalists and I was like, how do they do that? Because believe it or not, when you're dealing with physical ailments, you are cluttered, you're clogged up internally, so your outer world, you like a lot of stuff. You like more stuff. Stuff means, that's why there's hoarders. I was never a hoarder, but I liked things. I'm a very organized person. I just liked having things. I loved sneakers. I was a sneakerhead. I had a bucket of sneakers, very organized. I had clothes. And then once I started to cleanse my body out, I realized I don't need all of this stuff. And then I started to research, sustainability. I said, oh my God, they're treating the workers like absolute ish. You know what I mean? They're not treating them pleasant. How could I support these companies? So I just went down a journey. I was already vegan, so that was the icing on the cake. I was like, oh, cruelty free and more ethical. So I started throwing everything away. Always had an affinity for black, white, and gray anyways, but I was not a minimalist. So at this point, it was like I only, especially being sick, I only had one black shirt that I would wash for the entire week. When I tell you my supplements were the only focus, they were the only focus. I was not buying clothes at this point. I wore the shirt until it got a hole in it. I wasn't rich. I wasn't well off. I wasn't getting... I'm not rich, and like wealthy now either, but I wasn't getting paid as much as I do. So my focus was not on that. I had, I want to say 3 to 5 black shirts, and I wore one of them the same week because I figure, again, sustainability. So that was my focus. So that became the focus. Those black shirts became my best friend, my bestie, whatever people want to say. And I donated my clothes to charity. I gave some away, like clothes that I couldn't fit, to, my nieces who always love to get some of my clothes. And that's basically what I did. And it led me down a journey of really cleansing my space and allowing myself to feel cleansed. I cleansed with smoothies. What else did I do? I went walking, I journaled, I listened to my favorite music, my favorite songs. I started to become more present. And I felt more of the presence of the Creator, Spirit, and angels, and that's what I did. So that was my minimalistic journey. It's funny, I used to think like minimalism was when people had, as you see, it's very minimal here. I do have crystals like right here. But I used to think minimalism was someone who just had a vase in their home, or a vase, whatever people say. And I'll also link another minimalism video that I did in the past. I had the camera lens that I had was terrible, so ignore the quality. It was absolutely horrendous. Oh my God, I was in another place too. It's just horrendous, but the content is most important and the audio is amazing. So just go and check that video out. There's also tips in there as well. So anyway, that was my journey. And it led me here. It keeps me focused on it keeps me focused on being present and what's most important, and it also keeps me financially stable. It keeps my root chakra and my solar plexus and my sacral chakras in balance, especially working as an entrepreneur and working with other people and interacting with other energies in my holistic health coaching practice, and me as a writer and as a spiritual healer. You know, it all encompasses together the whole, the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. You really have to keep your space cleansed, and to have those chakras balanced and aligned to be available to people in that capacity is very, very important. Because let's face it, people have different energies, and I have to transmute energy. I do not have time to absorb other people's energy, especially when I'm dealing with my own. So it's very important for me to be a minimalist and to maintain that authority in my own life. And that's what I want to share with you. Minimalism is about having authority over your own life. So I'm not saying that you have to be a minimalist, but I'm saying that you can start to incorporate some of these tips daily that will make you feel cleansed. I absolutely love a clean space. I find that I function better when my space is clear. And I was going to say clear skin too. I love, self-care, putting myself first. So write down something right now, this very moment, that you can do that will cleanse your space. I have to have the dishes washed at all times. Some people let their dishes sit. I have to have everything clean. I love my bed made every day. I love the dishes washed. I like cleanliness. So maybe you don't do that every day. So maybe write down today, every single day, I'm gonna have the dishes washed, or start to throw out some items of clothing. So you can start by throwing out some clothes that you don't wear. Start by doing that. Start by putting yourself first every day to make you feel, deserving of love emotionally. Start to look internally and see where you're hoarding. I recognized when I was going through this journey, and I was 168 pounds, which is a lot. I was 5 feet 4 inches at the time because I shrunk. Now I'm 5 feet 6 inches and 120 something pounds. But at the time I was 168 pounds, and that's a lot for your body. That's overweight, and that's optimal weight. And what people don't realize is that when you are overweight, you are storing toxic memories in your fat cells. So when I started to cleanse, my weight, I started to cleanse on an emotional, spiritual, and mental basis. So for you, even if you're not overweight, even if you are smaller, start to see what thoughts keep replaying in your memory. This is why I wrote this book, I Made It Out. It will help you get out of anything. I've dealt with toxic thoughts. As a matter of fact, my practitioner said, "What are you thinking?" Because my body was so acidic. And acid showed, that's how I got cancer. I've gone through a lot in life, as well as, my diet not being healthy for a very, very long time. Up until my 20s. So, and I was also on various medications. You could read all about it in here. I Made It Out, my book, my memoir, and it just broke my body down further. So in my 20s, I was getting all these ailments, all these symptoms that I was trying to avoid for a lifetime just hit me all at once. And I'm glad to be feeling better. But I wanted to share that with you because it's important to wake up with certain thoughts in mind, and you're the one who implants your thoughts. So what are you thinking on a daily basis? Cleanse your mind. I heard, what is it? Ease your mind. Is it? Oh my God, how did I forget that? Something, free your mind and the rest will follow by En Vogue. I always used to love En Vogue. Always used to love En Vogue. So I hope this video helped you out on how you can start to become a minimalist. Let me know if you guys are going to incorporate that. Drop me a comment below. If you want to get the downloadable guide for you to use in your own daily life, let me know. Grab it. It's free content for you, and let me know what other videos you want to see. So we're gonna do something right now. I'm gonna grab a card for the day. I'm gonna do one of my self-care cards because I'm a spiritual medium. I actually have an interview that you guys can listen to below. Let's see what card you need for the day that will help you with self-love and self-care, since that's what we're talking about today. Let's see, let's Creator, Spirit, and Angels, let's get a card for the day for them. Here we go. I have all the tools I need to live an abundant, happy life. Hopefully this can focus in. Take a moment right now to make a mental list of all the tools and support you already have in life. If you get stuck or discouraged, repeat the affirmation above. I have all the tools I need to live a abundant, happy life. The tools are within, my loverly peacefuls. Believe this with your whole heart and soul and imagine whatever tools you need appearing in your life. Confidence and self-esteem, loves. Confidence and self-esteem. Now, the word of the day I actually saw from a makeup artist. If you'd like me to tag her, I will definitely tag her. I don't tag people in videos because I just don't. I don't know if they want to be tagged in videos, but anyway, I thought it was a great inspirational idea considering I have over 6 languages, 6 ancestral languages, which is Moorish, Latin, Chaldean, which is modern day Hebrew, Moorish Latin is modern day Spanish, just regular Latin, and then there's Arabic, Amharic, Aramaic, and Greek, and I think there's some more. So today's word is in Arabic and it's shuyuan, and if I butcher it next time, I have to drink some kombucha with 3 drops of oregano, so it's gonna be very, very strong, okay? So it's shuyuan, and that means minimalist in Arabic. So I thought that was an awesome creative idea because it will help me continuously learn, and I know some other people wanted to learn my ancestral languages. So have a great day, loverly peacefuls. I will see you in the next video.